Welcome back. In this video, we're gonna go ahead and create our first fun app. This app, it's gonna be called Highest Mountains app. Essentially what the app is gonna do, we're gonna have a list of strings, so a list of few highest peaks, highest mountains in the world, and we're gonna have a button and a text view. So when you click the button, it's gonna display random mountains names at the bottom. Very simple, but really fun. All right, let's get to it. So you create a new project, and I'm gonna name it highest mountain, and I'm gonna change here my package to call highest mountain. Next, I'm gonna keep 4.0. Actually, let's go to 4.0.3. Why not? And go blank. Next. I'm gonna leave it that way and finish. Alright, now our project is being created. Alright, there we have it. Our project, brand new project. As usual, gonna go ahead and delete this. Gonna delete that so we have our clean slate. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna have a button. So drag and drop. Gonna put it at the top here. We're gonna go to our values, strings. I'm gonna add a new string value here. Name is equal to button title, random mountain. Alright, so save that. Go back to our activity XML here. We go to text, and instead of having this new button here, we're gonna reference our string. So add string, and we named it button title. So enter, and we have it. Wonderful. You can go back and look at design. There it says random mountain. Perfect. Now at the bottom here, we want to be able to display the actual name of the mountain at the bottom here. So we go to text, go right here in the middle. Perfect. It's a large text. It's fine. Let's go to our text here. Created it. Let's just have it empty. And go back here. Actually, let's go back here and give it all of this ID. So this is our button ID. We're gonna call it ID. You can call whatever you want, but I just like to put an ID there. And text view, I'm gonna call it ID. I'm gonna save it. Alright, so let's go to our main activity. Here at the top, we're gonna create our instance variables that will hold our buttons and text view. Okay, so private. Let's type of button. We're gonna call show me button. And we'll have a problem here, so click somewhere here and let's say Alt or Option Enter to go, and so that Android Studio can go and import the button class so we can use it. The next one is private. It's a text view. We're gonna call, we'll just call this, yeah, show text view. And Alt Enter. There we go, to import our text view. And in our onCreate method, we're gonna go ahead set up our button first. So we say show me button is equal. We're gonna just cast it right away because we know it's a button. So say button, and outside go find view by ID. Inside of that, we're gonna go ahead and through our R resource ID, so r.id button ID, there it is, wonderful. And then next we're gonna go ahead and fetch our text view, so show text view. As you see, this is where we created our text view and button, so we're just referencing them here and get their IDs, so we know it's a text view. So let's go ahead and cast it. So find view by ID, r.id, that text view ID. There it is. Wonderful. Well, let's hook up our show me button to an event listener because we want to be able to click on that button and something to happen. In this case, we want to randomly select different mountain names. Okay, so the first thing we save, so show me button dot set on click listener. It is there. You just go enter, and we say new view dot. So new view dot on click listener Android view, and inside here we right click. So right click, and we want to implement methods. No, we want to override methods. So we go here to the view on click and click on click, and there it is. Now here inside, this is where handle our events. Now the first thing we need to do is to create a string, an array of strings that will contain all the mountain names. So we go string. I'm gonna make it final, that way we are able to use it everywhere, especially inside of this method here. So we say final, and say with string, square brackets, because this is gonna be an array. We're gonna name it mountains is equal to, then we're gonna just go ahead. I have already researched a few, so the first one's gonna be Everest. The second one, Kilimanjaro. Pardon the spelling there, but Makulu, Altar, Mana. Perfect. That's enough for now. All right. So we have our string here. We call it mountains, that holds all of these different mountains here. All right. Now, the next thing we have to do is inside of our click here, inside of our function here, we're going to go and learn how to make a random number. So how do you do that? Very simple. Turns out that Android and Java has already created classes for us to use to create a random number, so we don't have to create our own. So random, that's the class we are instantiating. So random, we're going to call rand. The name is equal to new random. Okay. And then what we're going to say, we're going to create a variable that will hold a random number each time it's created. So we're going to say int random num is equal to rand, which is referencing our object we created here of type random. So random dot next int, we pass in the length of this array here of strings. We can say then mountains dot length. So what's happening here, each time we click our button, it's going to go ahead and create a random number. Now the range is going to be between 0 and the length of this array here of strings. So it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the length of this array is 8. So it's going to go ahead and create between 0 and 8. Now once we have that, just go ahead and fetch our show text view, which is this text view we created here. This text view here, let's go to design. So there's a text view here. You can't see anything here because we decided to put nothing. All right, so now since we are able to get that random number, all we need to do is then say show text dot set text, and inside of that we're going to go ahead and call our mountains array. So mountains, it's an array, so inside of we're going to go ahead and use that random number here, because remember that an array has index, which means every little container element has its own index. So here Everest would be index 0, this would be index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So passing in a random int, which is going to be just an integer, a number like 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10. Okay, so as we pass that in, that means we are saying mountains. If it's 0, we are accessing the first element of this mountain strings here. If it's 2, we're going to this one here, because everything starts 0, 1, 2, and so forth. That's all we're doing here. So every time you click, it creates a number, a random number, and we take that random number and we put inside here as an index. That's it. So let's save this, and if all goes well, everything should run. Run. Okay, let's choose. Okay, here. There it is. Highest mountain. That's the name of our applications. And let's see if this works. There it is. Everest, Kilimanjaro, Comet, Kilimanjaro again, because it's all random. Everest, Kilimanjaro, and you can keep going. K12, River, Comet, and goes through our list here. Now the beauty here of actually putting these mountains that length to get the length of our array here, we can add more mountains here. Let's say hello. It's not necessarily a mountain, but we can add whatever we want here. Buka, or so we can save. If we run again, you'll see it automatically goes and say, okay, the range is going to be the length of these mountains here. So that's why we said mountains.length. We're going to just go ahead and get the length instead of just hard coding it. So it gives it a little bit of flexibility, okay? So it's going to run again. Okay, so we go again. Mana, K12, Buka. This is a new one that we just added here. And keep going. Everest, it just keeps giving different Spokane. That's a new one we added there. And hello, which is not necessarily a mountain. And there you have it. Great. Good job. You've created your first app in Android. Congratulations. Now go ahead and explore and add more values here. You can create your own app, use names of animals, names of your family members, your cousins, and so forth. Just play with it and create your own app and have fun. Wonderful. Congratulations. I will see you in the next one. Bye.